Afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Major Bimbo Explains. Today's topic is chopsticks. Confucius say, "Man with one chopstick, go hungry." Pat Morita from the Karate Kid said, "He who catch fly with chopstick can do anything." Confucius say, "Man who sleep in cat house by day, sleep in dog house by night." Oh, sorry, that's the wrong topic. That's for next week. Cat houses are next week. Today's topic is chopsticks. Chopsticks, where does the term come from? Well, it is Chinese Pidgin English, where the word chop chop means very, very quickly. So if you can imagine using the chopstick very quickly. So if you remember watching the old movies and the wife's a little bit late doing the dishes, you say chop chop ling ling. So that's what it means, is very, very quickly. Okay, well, how do we use chopsticks? Well, it's really very simple, but you are going to need a little bit of patience, and you're going to need a little bit of a positive mental attitude. Here are your chopsticks. You take one of the chopsticks, and you take the wider end of it, and you place it in the webbing on your right hand between your thumb and your forefinger. And you take your ring finger of your right hand to stabilize it. After that, you take the second chopstick and make it even with the end of the first chopstick and kind of imagine that you're holding a pencil. You use your forefinger and your middle finger to manipulate the chopstick and eat. Key point is to keep this one stationary. Let's try. Rice. I like rice. That's fantastic. Okay. So, now we've talked about how to use the chopstick, a little bit of information about chopsticks. Chopsticks are made of wood, bamboo, metal, bone, and plastic. The kind that you see most often are what are called waribashi in Japanese. These are ubiquitous in restaurants, in the home, at picnics. They're made of recycled wood. So if you're one of these save the earth type people, don't worry if you use these recyclable ones, because they're just made out of recycled paper, basically. So you're not harming the earth at all. Oh yeah, in Japan. In Japan they want to save the earth. But you know the Japanese pronunciation? It's seibuzi asu. I really like that one. I've even seen t-shirts that say, "We love earth." But if you pronounce it like they do over here, it's "We love asu." So, anyway, back onto the topic of chopsticks. What shouldn't you do with your chopsticks? Well, don't do this. That signifies death. And it also, the connotation is that you are feeding the dead, and you don't want a bunch of well-fed zombies after you. Another thing you don't want to do is pass food from one person to another using your chopsticks. That is very, very bad manners, and that is also used in funerals. It's used after the cremation of the deceased. With your relatives, you pass the bones to each other, and they go into an urn. Now, you want to make sure that, well, it's kind of a joke here, but the chopsticks that you use at your dinner table and the ones that you use at the crematorium are different. And actually at the crematorium you use longer ones that are called saibashi, and those are also used in cooking. But again, it's a separate set, so you're not going to be getting pieces of granny on your sushi. What else not to do with your chopsticks? Well, you shouldn't hoover it over your bowl like this. You shouldn't play with them. And above all, when you're not eating, do not put them on your dish like this. What you'll be given in Japan is you'll be given a little stand that they go on, and if you're using waribashi, they come with little paper holders, and these paper holders can be folded up and made into a little resting place for your chopsticks when you're not using them. Another thing you don't want to be doing is stab at your food, taking one chopstick. Now I'll do this when I'm by myself. If there's like this big greasy piece of chicken, it's kind of hard to get with the chopstick, so I'll kind of make sure nobody's looking, and whammo, get that sucker and chow it down. Let's see, what else don't we want to do with our chopsticks? We don't want to put them in our nose. You know what happens then? There was this little boy, 4-year-old in China, famous case. He was playing with chopsticks, had them up his nose, fell over, and it went into his brain. His parents drove 10 hours to a Beijing hospital, and the doctor removed it, and there was no damage done to the child. This is not a rare occurrence. There have been many medical papers published throughout Asia on this very type of injury. And so you want to be careful about that. So really, that's all I have to say about chopsticks today. I hope everyone can check out our next installment. Might have something to do with cat houses. Until then, everyone, sayonara.